United Methodist rules.
And it has been made possible in great deal because of the New People, New Places grant. And we appreciate it and we are blessed by it.
So oftentimes when you have a child with special needs, there's so many opportunities that you're left out of, and it's a place that he can feel safe. He gets one-on-one love and support.
The cool thing about it with him, his growth is that I see him when we take him, how excited he is, because he has friends there. And like my wife said, with special needs children, it's hard for them to connect with people. But he gets so excited because he knows there's kids there that are like him, and he has fun with them. And I love seeing his excitement. And when I pick him up, I love hearing his stories of all the wonderful things they got to do.
Kings and Queens has allowed us to get some time to breathe, some individual time with Jeannie and I to go out and rediscover each other.
It's really fun because there's a lot of things to do and you're never really alone. And you have a lot of people around you and they have different things to do, like Legos and sand and the gym where you have balls and little bicycles. And then there's also a room called the sensory room, and you can build with blocks, and there's this church iPad that you can use, and then you also have bean bags and chairs.
My name is Daniel T.B. Ball. We are standing in the sanctuary of United Methodist Church in Vian, Oklahoma. We are getting ready for a Wednesday program that has been set up by Pastor Marcia. It basically helps teens and the kids and adults have extra time to learn about Jesus Christ.
We are continuing to provide a program for our children and youth on Wednesdays that typically begins before the kids even get here. We start preparing an after-school snack for them and a lesson for them. I walk out and meet the school bus about a block away every Wednesday afternoon. Then they have time to do their homework. There's somebody here that will help them if they need it. We have individuals that will sit and read with them if they need to do their reading for the day and sign off on it for them. I help them with math. Algebra is one of the worst ones that we seem to need the most help with. And then at 6 o'clock, everybody joins together for dinner. We have several in the community that join us for dinner that probably would not have a good hot meal otherwise that week. And then at 7 o'clock, we split up into 3 different age groups for service. We have our children, and we have our teens, and we have adults. And then everybody comes back together in the sanctuary again for praise and worship, for prayer time. And that's when we see definite move of the Holy Spirit on our young people as well. And that's when I have, on more than one occasion, you will find them at the altar praying for one another and caring about one another.
Band practice was over and I had no ride back. So my best friend, Brianna Dodson, said, why don't you come to church with me tonight and they can take you home after. I'm like, okay, sounds fun. And that first lesson that I heard from this church, I just knew right off the bat, this is a church I want to go to. This is a church I want to be a part of any way, shape, or form.
Some of the kids that started coming just on Wednesdays are now coming on Sundays, and they're part of the active congregation on Sunday mornings. What was once an elderly congregation is suddenly very, very much alive, and toddlers running up and down the aisles, and it's a joy, it's a blessing.
Recently, last Tuesday of last week, we were kicked out of our house. And that following Wednesday, God said, I'm not going to tolerate that. He gave me 2 wins in one day. That my dad and mom were separated, and she lives in Eufaula, and she got to come out to Vian, to this church, and participate in the Wednesday program. If it wasn't for the grant, New People, New Places, that Wednesday wouldn't have been there. I wouldn't have got both my parents together one place, and I wouldn't have been able to talk to Miss Marcia about how we were homeless and we needed help. She got a couple from that actually goes to the church into the conversation, and we got a place to stay with them. And I will be always grateful for that. So if it wasn't for New People, New Places grant, we would be homeless right now.
Recognize Ali Shahan and Randy Strawner, NP co-chairs.
Good morning. Happy to be here. I'm Ali Shahan, and it has been one of my greatest joys to be a part of the New People, New Places team. Being a part of reading through these grant applications has been inspiring, but when we are able to meet face to face with many of you, it has been an indescribable experience. Faces are lighting up, new ideas are emerging, and life is being brought back into congregations of all sizes. As Bishop said, there is hope for us yet. Now in our 3rd year, we've been able to see concrete changes and growth due to the financial giving of our Oklahoma United Methodist churches for the New People, New Places grant. Everyone who comes up on the stage this week will be sharing stories of hope and grace with you, but we wanted to try something different than what this group has done before and have a real grant recipient come up and share what a blessing it has been to them. So, from Cal's Service Station after-school program, created out of Calumet and Red Rock United Methodist Churches, please help me welcome Reverend Tiffany Nagel-Monroe and Abby Nitzel.
Good morning, brothers and sisters of the annual conference. I have had the honor of serving Calumet and Red Rock in the great community of Calumet, Oklahoma. Over the last few years, we have worked together to discern God's vision for the community of Calumet and God's call for these churches. Through Christian love and fellowship, these 2 communities have partnered together to carry out the mission to serve the community, love others with profound grace, and extend hospitality to God's children of all ages. In 2015, both churches came together to apply for the New People, New Places grant. They wrote the grant proposal together, they attended the interview process together, and together they are carrying out those mission objectives. Again, together. We have seen our after-school program, CALS, thrive, touch lives, and make a tangible impact on the community. Thanks to the New People, New Places grant, we have been able to grow our program potential and reach more people for Jesus Christ. We have partnered with the local schools, as well as business owners and families, to teach and raise children who are both a part of church life on Sundays, as well as those who have come to see Wednesday night worship and our programming as their church night. We have been able to build a bridge from CALS, which serves now 115 students from pre-K to 5th grade. We built a bridge from CALS to Youthiversity, which now serves 52 6th graders through 12th graders. Yeah. We have received reports from our school administrators, including the district superintendent of schools, about the observable and positive effects in their student body as a result of these programs. The New People, New Places grants help develop ministry dreams into reality. This grant added to the faithfulness of Calumet and Red Rock disciples, working for a shared mission, and it has turned it into a vision that is changing lives with tangible results. Though I wish I had the ability to bring every single faithful lay person that has made these programs possible, every child that you have impacted so that you could see their faces, and every youth that you've empowered for a future ahead of them, I can't, because this stage would cave in, because I would have to bring the whole community. But instead, I decided to bring my sister, our sister, Abby Nitzel, who is a shining star and representative of Calumet, to speak to you. Would you please welcome Abby?
Good morning, annual conference. My name is Abby Nitzel, and I am a freshman at Calumet High School. I am also a member of our youth fellowship known as Youth Diversity, a graduate of the CAL's after-school program, and one of 2 youth representatives on the governing board of Calumet United Methodist Church. This fall, I was elected by my fellow youth members to be one of 7 leaders on our Youth Leadership Council, which works with Tiffany, our pastor, and Kim, our director, on ways to fuel the youth to be leaders in our churches and community. CALs have made a difference in my life because it taught me the basics about God and Jesus. It made me interested in learning more about it. And then it made me want to come to youth. Youth is making a difference in my life and the life of my friends by making my faith stronger and keeping my friends and kids I know off the streets and teaching them the good things about God. We currently have 115 kids in CALs and 52 in youth. CAL's after-school program has changed our community it basically has brought our community together. It made better attitudes in kids, and we became one. Between worship and CALs, youth and church services, we serve about 50% of a community of 530 people. Thank you for believing in our churches, for investing in children and now youth like myself, and for committing to the mission Jesus gave us to make disciples of all ages. You have changed the lives in Calumet, Oklahoma. God is doing great things in small communities. We are the proof.
At 58, I wish I had that kind of poise and presence. Over the course of these past 3 years, New People, New Places has been a courageous move on the part of the Oklahoma Annual Conference. As a body, we've committed significant resources in apportioned dollars and time and efforts on the part of conference personnel, as well as the hopes and the dreams of our congregations across the conference. To this point, the return on this investment's been significant. In follow-up conversations with prior grant recipients, we've been able to document 77 first-time professions of faith for our work in 2015 and 108 first-time professions of faith as a result of 2016's work. These efforts are bearing fruit in the name of Jesus Christ. As we move forward, the Annual Conference Council and the individuals directly involved in the application, the interview, and the grant approval process, we're working diligently to improve the experience and position our congregations of our conference for future success. We're learning much in this process, and we're working to adjust and improve as a result of what we've learned. We're streamlining the application process, we're refining the rubric by which individual applications are judged, and we're attempting to shorten the time span between application and the actual award of the grants. In these ways, we're working to be faithful stewards of the New People, New Places initiative as we strive together to put critical resources in the hands of our congregations as together we live into our shared call to make disciples of Jesus Christ. Moving forward into 2018 and a new application cycle, we want each congregation in the Oklahoma Annual Conference to know and be fully informed as to how they might participate in NPNP. From Boise City to Idabel, from Miami to Frederick, we want to come alongside your congregation and do everything possible to help you live into the call that God has placed on your hearts. Inside the annual conference program, you're going to find detailed instructions as to the application process, as well as the dates and the deadlines that apply. On the conference website, we've made available a brief video providing instruction and guidance on how to prepare a successful application, along with a list of frequently asked questions. All along, our people want to be here to provide the information and the encouragement necessary. Again, we want to emphasize that this process is open and available to every United Methodist congregation in the annual conference. Our desire is to facilitate ministry as together we discover where God's at work in Oklahoma. It's an exciting time, and it's an exciting ongoing ministry of which we can all be proud. As co-chairs of the Annual Conference Council, Allie and I want to extend a word of thanks and gratitude to the members of the team who have invested many hours and more miles in this initiative over the past year. Through the course of planning meetings and interviews and follow-up reviews and that whole grant decision process, it's no small commitment of time and heart. Thank you all that have been a part. In particular, we're grateful for Craig Stinson and Bob Spinks and Rebecca Hasty. They keep this whole process productive and moving forward. And so as we close, Bishop, we want to give you thanks for your interest and support of what we're working to accomplish through New People, New Places. And as we bring our report to a close, I would like to place before the annual conference the list of suggested grant recipients as found in page 9 of the annual conference pre-conference workbook. Each of these ministries have been vetted and reviewed by the NPNP team. As such, on behalf of the Annual Conference Council, I move these ministries be awarded their requested funds through New People, New Places.